एक तो टोटी मोरी नैया दूजे गंवार है खेवैया एक तो टूटी मोरी नैया दूजे गंवार है खेवैया। और सारस
Buddhist Jataka tales, there is a story of a crane and a crab. For Buddhists, the crane is a sacred creature. So it is no coincidence that here in Kushinagar, in the eastern part of the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, Buddha found Mahaparinirvana. It is also the abode of the Sarus crane, India's only resident breeding crane. This is the Terai belt of the country, where the soil is moist and damp. An ideal habitat for the Sarus, with ample food in the form of frogs and insects. With an estimated population of 13,000 birds, Uttar Pradesh is the stronghold of the Sarus, which is designated as the official state bird. I am headed towards the Maharajganj district of eastern Uttar Pradesh, which hosts over 1,200 birds, the highest in the region. The Sarus is a symbol of love and loyalty, and they mate for life. The sudden death of a partner causes immense grief to the other. The bird's famous fidelity finds a mention in the Ramayana too, where the writer sage Valmiki describes how as he watched a Sarus pair, a hunter's arrow struck the male bird in the chest and he fell dead. His sorrowful mate wept painfully and Valmiki was filled with grief. Later, he used this rhyme to write the epic, the Ramayana, where the pathos of the grieving female bird is reflected in Sita's sorrow. The Sarus population shrunk by 70% of the original population at the turn of the century. The destruction or reclamation of wetlands for infrastructure and agriculture resulted in a dramatic fall in Sarus numbers. This led to the iconic species being classified as vulnerable and put on the red list of the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. Till recently, nobody spoke about the Sarus in eastern UP. According to a Wildlife Institute of India survey, more than 70% of the Sarus population was concentrated in the western districts. Reports of the presence of a significant population of Sarus on the farmlands of eastern UP first started trickling in from the field representatives of the Tata Trust, who worked with the farmers on agriculture development projects in the region.
We started investigating further to find out exactly what is the status of population in this zone.
The Tata Trust felt that their agro products shouldn't be harmful to the cranes. They then got in touch with the Wildlife Trust of India, WTI, and the collaboration resulted in the Sarus Crane Conservation Project being started in 2013 to be run across 10 districts in eastern UP.
This program actually has evolved out of the agricultural development program of Tata Trusts and is one example of conservation as well as cultivation happening together.
The largest population of Sarus crane in the world is in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and Sarus happens to be the state bird of Uttar Pradesh. If you declare a bird as a state bird, you need to do something for it. The fact that Sarus does not live in protected areas, but only lives in outside the protected area in the agricultural landscape, makes it mandatory for us to think of a novel plan by which we can take care of the Sarus.
Arshad Hussain is a senior officer with the Wildlife Trust of India. The organization is a key player in the conservation of the Sarus. On a sunny morning, Arshad meets me at the shimmering Bedoli Lake in Maharajganj district.
तो शुरुआती दौर में मुझे बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा। यूँ मानिए कि फर्स्ट ईयर तो हमको जस्ट अवेयरनेस क्रिएशन में लगा। लोग जानते थे कि हाँ सारहट है, उनको पूरी उनकी जानकारी लेने की कोशिश की। जब उनको हमें ये फील हुआ कि नहीं ये एक जनरल बर्ड्स की तरफ इसको फीलिंग कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे लगा कि नहीं कहीं ना कहीं इनको इनकी इम्पोर्टेंस बतानी होगी।
In the farmlands, the safety of the Sarus lies primarily with the farmer whose protection it seeks against damage and poaching of its nests, eggs and chicks. The lack of awareness had created hostility in the farmers towards the Sarus, who they viewed as a pest damaging their crop.
Wildlife Trust of India started this project in 2013. One of the strategy was to work with the farmers who own the land and where Sarus breeds and Sarus lives. There are several other stakeholders like agriculture department, the forest department. We decided to work with them.
To sensitize the farmers, the project made local communities stakeholders in conservation. 20 village-level Sarus protection committees were set up around these wetlands. For nest protection, members of the Sarus Protection Committee (SPC) were constituted in the villages to coordinate the monitoring and verification of Sarus nests. Ravindra Tripathi is the State Sarus Protection Committee Secretary. He's getting ready in his home in Nichlol village of Maharajganj district for an SPC meeting. For today's meeting, he makes sure he collects his pair of binoculars, a digital camera for documentation, and a book on Indian birds by Salim Ali to better identify indigenous species. Each village SPC member is given this kit.
हम लोगों का मेन रोल यही है कि हम लोग जो है कि सारस का बचाव करें, उनके घोंसले का बचाव करें और जो है कि जन जागरूकता कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से हम लोग पूरे जनमानस को जागरूक करें। 3 साल के पहले सारस की संख्या बिल्कुल कम थी, लेकिन जब हम लोगों ने स्कूलों में बच्चों के साथ, फिर बूढ़ों के साथ, गाँव में खुली बैठक करके इस तरह का जब हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा कार्यक्रम चलाया, तो अभी सबको लगभग पता चल गया है कि हाँ सारस क्या है। अब ये स्थिति ये है कि इस समय हर जगह लगभग हर 2 किलोमीटर पे अगर देखा जाए तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें ये सारस का पेयर जोड़ा हमें जरूर मिल जाएगा।
ये क्या है बेटा? सारस। सारस कहाँ रहता है?
It's World Wetlands Day, and the occasion is being celebrated in Maharajganj with school children in a function organized by the Wildlife Trust of India and the Forest Department. Occasions like these are used by the project to create awareness amongst villagers as well.
तो सारस भी 2 है।
The WTI team also imparts crucial information about the bird in interesting ways, like creating and distributing Sajju and Sajjani Sarus character bags in schools.
बैग लाना है किताब और इसमें ऐसे डाल लो।
The knowledge got from school is carried home to the parents by the child.
सारस वाले भैया आए थे, वही पढ़ा रहे थे, बता रहे थे कि कि अंडे को सारस का अंडे को टोना भी नहीं ना तो सारस मारेगा और उसको चोट भी नहीं पहुंचाना।
Sarus Mitras are watch groups consisting of locals which have been formed by the Sarus Crane Conservation Project to protect sarus nests and eggs. The 10 project districts have 11 volunteers. Farmer Janak Bide is a Sarus Mitra who ensures the bird safety in the region around the Baisar wetland.
सारस को बचाना बहुत ज़रूरी है। हमारा राजकीय पक्षी है, हमारे प्रदेश से विलुप्त हो जाएगा तो हमको फिर देखने को नहीं मिलेगा।
The Uttar Pradesh Forest Department, through its Sarus Protection Society, has played a pivotal role in the well-being and conservation of the species.
It's almost 10 years that the society has been working. Essentially, it's been all about conservation of sarus and in a variety of ways. One, manipulation of the habitat in favor of sarus. Motivating people and manipulating the socio-economic and other thought processes in favor of sarus conservation.
For the last 3 years, a sarus pair has been making a nest on farmer Nand Kishore's land. This year, the pair attempted to prepare a nest in 7 different parts of his farmland before choosing a final spot. For the farmer, it meant a loss, and yet he supported the pair by leaving the paddy crop for them to use in the making of their nest.
जब तक हम रहेंगे तब तक सारस को देख रेख करेंगे और मतलब कोई बात को किसी को हम टच नहीं करने देंगे इसको।
It's the month of February and winter is still here. A time for sarus congregation. The sub-adult and adult sarus congregate around wetlands, which is followed by pairing and the start of the new reproductive cycle in the monsoons. Changing times have also brought in newer threats. Death due to electrocution is one of the biggest adversities the world's tallest flying bird faces. For the sarus, this is an enemy that perhaps cannot be stopped.
Greater threat to sarus is the spread of electrification. Okay. Agriculture production needs to be increased, pumps to be run, and therefore there is a mosaic of electricity lines, and the sarus get killed on being electrocuted.
The Forest Department, through its Sarus Protection Society, ensures that the cause of death is ascertained through proper investigation and a post-mortem. Another serious emerging threat to the sarus's already fragile existence is a change in cropping pattern.
The best population of sarus was in the tarais. But tarai, from a multi-grass species dominated landscape, has become a single grass species, and that single grass species is sugarcane. And sugarcane has taken the sarus habitat completely out of the tarais. Now, you will find the sarus population in only those areas where traditional agriculture is practiced. The height of the crop is not greater than the height of the sarus. Sarus is the tallest bird, but sugarcane are taller than sarus.
70-year-old Rampreet lives on Paradpur Jheel, cultivating fish and water chestnuts on the lake. It is farmers like Rampreet, a willing protector of the sarus, who ensures the survival of the bird in the face of adversity. Last year, during the rains, he had gone to the lake after dark and found a sarus nest that was about to overturn because of the overflow of water. He towed it to safety in pouring rain to a shallower part of the lake.
सारस से हमार बहुत संबंध है, क्योंकि वो देश के राजा है.
The monsoons have arrived and it's time for nesting and breeding. I visit eastern UP again in the rains to witness the delightful mating ritual of the sarus during the breeding season. Just before the start of the nesting season, all volunteers and sarus protection committees are mobilized and trained by WTI teams in recording relevant information. They are sensitized to report, monitor, and protect the nests till the chicks fledge out. These catalyze successful hatching and result in an increase of the Sarus population. In the hustling, bustling town of Gorakhpur, I meet the Chief Conservator of Forests, Hemant Kumar. He tells me how the Forest Department regularly conducts the Sarus census, which is the only documented number of the species in the region.
What we are doing is that we are taking down the photographs of the flocks also, and at the same time we are noting down the GPS reading of the area concerned. We are putting them on a graph or a map, and then after that we revisit those areas and then try to find it out that whether these particular areas are only being used like that only, or for the egg-laying purposes they are using it.
We are doing Sarus counts not once a year, now twice a year. The staff has been trained and motivated. The census job is much better, more honest, more transparent, more participatory.
In the conservation success story of the Sarus and Eastern UP, local NGOs have given a lot of support. Tata Trust has a network of some 20 project locations across Eastern UP, which are implemented by NGO partners. The Wildlife Trust of India's Sarus Crane Conservation Project has identified, monitored and provided protection to 493 Sarus nests across Eastern UP from 2013 to 2017. Fisherman Ashok, a Sarus Mitra and Sarus Protection Committee member, makes his living by farming fish at Chevaiya Kottal in Maharajganj district. He takes me in his boat to see a Sarus nest in the middle of the wetland. He keeps a protective eye on them throughout the nesting period.
सारस समिति का मैं एक इथियो मेंबर हूँ। उसके बाद जब सारस अंडा देता है उसको तो WTI को हम लोग बताते हैं फ़ोन द्वारा कर करके, तो आते हैं सब देखते हैं।
Wetlands like these are under both government and private ownership, and farmers lease portions of it for farming. Wetlands occupy 58.2 million hectares in India and are one of the most threatened habitats that support plant species and diverse wildlife like the Sarus. Crucial work has been done by the Wildlife Trust of India at important Sarus wetland sites to improve water use patterns, ensuring that the depleting water bodies will survive until the monsoon comes around each year to replenish them.
We are planning to develop some of these wetlands as community conserved areas, and we are developing a participatory management plan with farmers and fishermen so that the wetlands are managed in a way that these are not only good for aquatic biodiversity and Sarus, but also provide livelihood and other ecological ecosystem services.
Sadly, the 30 water bodies identified by the project occupy about 100 square kilometers. Yet 75% of this is not part of any protected area. Hopes are now pinned on the new wetland conservation policy of the country, Wetland Conservation and Management Rules 2017.
Wetland policies are mainly because for the large wetlands, but if you don't protect the small wetlands, which needs protection not only for Sarus, but they also need protection for recharging of the wells and for irrigation purpose, for various other purposes, because people use those wetlands. So if you don't protect those wetlands, then the population of the Sarus will certainly decline. Now, under the new wetland policy, the state governments can take up this. And now this is a golden opportunity for the UP Forest Department as well as the UP government to take up the protection of the all type of wetlands.
Amidst all the factors that threaten the future of this magnificent bird, today, if the Sarus has hope, it is because of the people that protect it. Looking at another nest, trustingly built by the Sarus in a farmer's paddy field, I get the distinct impression that the bird knows that for now, here in Uttar Pradesh, it is in safe hands.